today I'm doing a behind the scenes of the making of my clothing brand. It's called STEELE, and I've always had this idea in my head that my clothing brand would be called STEELE because it's like my last name and I feel like I have a pretty cool last name, so worked out. I have been working towards this goal basically my entire life. The reason I got into YouTube was because I started looking up videos how to sew on YouTube. I wanted to be a fashion designer since I could remember. I would design little sketches on my notepad at probably like 8 years old. So this has always been my dream, and it's like actually coming true. It's finally coming to life, which I'm just freaking out about, and I'm so excited. This has been in the works obviously for so long. When I first signed to my manager, it was always like, okay, what do you want to do? And my goal has always been to create a fashion line, and it's happening. STEELE launches today, the 30th, if you're watching this on the day the video is uploaded. So this is how it started. Basically, like 2 years ago, I first met with this manufacturing company. They, you know, make the clothes, and they also have everyone on the team to, you know, help design and market. There's just every part of making a brand with this company. 2 years ago, when I first met with them, I had full designs, basically sheets made that you could send to the manufacturer and they could get it made. I had already prepared all of this, but over time, you know, 2 years later, basically all the things I wanted to make then, I didn't want to make now, so I came up with all new stuff. It was about a year after until we were able to agree on a contract on how we wanted things to go.
My biggest goal was to have a clothing line, be a fashion designer, so I didn't ever want to settle for anything that wouldn't let me like be like so proud of what I'm doing, because that's like, this is what I have to show to the world, and this is what I want to represent me.
I had specific pieces that I knew I wanted to do, so then I kind of made mood boards for each piece and brought that to them. So the first meeting was like looking at a mood board of things that I created, and then just talking about what kind of pieces we wanted to make specifically.
This, like, I don't know, if we did like some sort of like cute crop top, but like add in like
a utility.
Yeah.
So we had that kind of discussion, and then they came back to me with actual, you know, sketches of each piece that I've described to them that I wanted to do. So over time, we had those meetings of seeing the sketches come back, decided for each piece what fabric we wanted to use. I got to feel a bunch of different fabrics.
Yeah, I mean, like, I even want like higher quality.
And I would bring in samples of pieces of clothing I already had that I really liked the feeling and the fabric of, so we can use that as reference.
Just thinking about ways to add hardware, but I really like something like that or this.
Yeah, for instance, like the shorts that I made, those were based off of a vintage denim pant, and it was so important to me that we brought in that as a reference because we had to wash it and just, like, you know, really make a fresh new pair of denim look like vintage ones. I learned throughout this process that, you know, you might have an idea of what kind of fabric looks right on the little patch at first, but then when you see it on the garment actually made, you realize that it's not the right one and you'll have to change it and try something else.
Do you want it thicker? Is it that one too thin?
I think, yeah, it's a little bit too thin.
Okay.
Just like softer, and like I want every piece to have like a unique structure to it. So that when they're wearing it, it like holds the shape of like whatever the vibe is.
Okay.
So when we got our first samples in, we fit with a fit model. So basically it's just a model who has a body that fits the like normal measurements of like a size small. So we fit and tailor all of the clothes to her body type. The first round, which the girls at Instaco, the company I'm working with, they told me that they usually don't even bring in like the influencer at that point because they're so off, and it is true. The first samples that I saw, I was like crushed. I almost felt like I wanted to cry because they were so bad. Like they didn't look like anything I wanted them to look like, and they just looked, not that it wasn't the style I wanted, but like the quality.
It looks like, it just literally looks like a men's shirt. You know, how do we make it a dress?
But they understood that that's not what we were going for, and this is just the process of starting with like one piece, and then like we decide all together the kind of changes we want to make. You know, move the seam over here, add this here, cinch it here, add length, take away length, etc.
with them. I'm actually nervous.
I'm telling you, make the vegan leather thing, that is her thing.
My style and goal for the brand is like sophisticated, sexy, and like fun, you know? Just like on trend, just a way of like looking put together, chic, fashionable, also like respected and like business woman, CEO, those kind of vibes.
I've always wanted to be super hands-on in this process. I know that they work with a lot of different influencers, and they've told me that it's kind of different of how much I've been hands-on with the process. I wasn't gonna let anyone create a line for me, like with my name, because this is just so special to me and who I am. I first designed probably like 22 pieces, but we kind of split that up into different launches. So there's more to come in the future, very soon too after. There's gonna be lots of drops.
I mean, we can hold if we need to cut it down.
Okay, so maybe like one or the
So how we split up the pieces for the different launches was, for this one, we wanted to make just a cohesive first line of all the basics. That's kind of what I want my brand to be overall, just very simple, sleek pieces.
So excited. I love like just like being so involved in the process, and I could do this my whole life.
The e-com shoot was so much fun for me. Like, it was so unreal. I really was about to cry on set because I saw all of my dreams right in front of me coming true, being like this is real, like right in front of me. And I also got to pick the model, and I picked the mood board, and I styled the outfit. I was just like so a part of the creative process of this, and that's always just like what makes me happy and what I want to do all the time.
So we're halfway through, and I'm literally so happy with everything. Like, I want to cry. It's so cool to see like all my visions like be there. I'm just really excited. This is like the coolest thing ever. This is always what I've wanted to do, and it's happening.
Working with this model that is just so unbelievably gorgeous, and like I chose her, she's like so cool, and her wearing the clothes, I was like, wow, this is a dream. I really was so emotional.
So good. I'm so happy. We're doing one last look, and we're done.
Then 2 days later, we had to shoot me for the campaign, and honestly, if I didn't have to like be the face of it, I wouldn't really want to, because I just want to be a designer and I like to be the creative and behind the scenes. I love styling and adjusting. Like, that made me more happy than, you know, like being the model on set. So we shot the campaign. I chose a photographer, I made a mood board, but unfortunately it started raining that day. I wanted to shoot everything outside, but then it was raining, so I couldn't. So I had to change it up a bit, so it didn't turn out exactly as planned, but it was still super cool. I loved it. I had my favorite glam team, hair and makeup, my go-to people. They made me look great. Seeing the photos finally coming together, it was just like, it's all unreal, and it all happened so fast. Like, it was such long design, meetings and time happening, but then like everything coming together right before the launch was just so quick, and it was just so overwhelming. I'm like, this is real. Like, I'm a designer, this brand is launching, like this could just change everything for me. And I was just like overwhelmed with happiness and gratitude. So as I'm filming this, I'm getting ready for my launch party tomorrow. I'm so excited. I just really appreciate you guys like being here for, you know, even if you're new, thanks for being here. And if you've been with me for a long time, thanks for sticking around, because I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. I'm so happy that this is finally happening and I get to share it with you guys. Love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Bye. Mwah.